Nearly 2/3 of Americans dream of opening a small business. So what's holding them back? What's holding you back? Many aspiring entrepreneurs simply don't know where to start. If the idea of being your own boss appeals to you, but you don't have a good small business idea, I'm here to help. The team at Fundera has helped thousands of small businesses succeed across the country, and I've seen successful business owners in nearly every industry. Today I'm going to cover 9 profitable small business ideas that don't take too much time or money to launch. Let's get started. Our first small business idea: podcasting. The best way to grab people's attention today is with interesting, on-demand content that fits a busy lifestyle. Podcasts are the perfect solution. More than 50% of Americans have listened to a podcast, with 90 million tuning in on a monthly basis. That's a huge potential audience. And if you look around, you'll see there's really no limit on topics that you can have a podcast about. For example, Casper Mattresses In Your Dreams podcast helps listeners interpret their dreams. MasterCard's Fortune Favors the Bold discusses the future of money. Even the grocery store Trader Joe's has a podcast explaining what's behind their product development. Once you come up with a concept, getting started in podcasting is easy and low cost. Just record your podcast episodes and upload them to a podcast hosting service like Buzzsprout or Podbean. Then go out and get an audience by marketing your podcast. Our second small business idea is real estate investing. Although the economy has its share of ups and downs, the value of real estate always tends to bounce back. In fact, over the last several years, real estate has outperformed stocks 2-to-1 in terms of annual returns. There are a bunch of ways to get involved in real estate investing. You can buy a property and rent out all or a portion of it. You can also fix and flip distressed homes or commercial properties. If you think you need a ton of money to invest, think again. You can get a mortgage loan for as little as 3.5% down. You can also pool money with other investors as part of a real estate investment group or REIG. For as little as $5,000, an REIG lets you invest money in a condo or apartment building and earn returns on a monthly basis. And in some up-and-coming cities, the median price of a home is relatively low. For example, the median home price in Arlington, Texas is just $240,000. But the city is experiencing healthy population and employment growth, making it a great place to invest in real estate. Our third small business idea is accounting, tax prep, and bookkeeping services. I know, way less glamorous than podcasting or becoming a real estate tycoon, but this can be a very profitable business idea for those of you who are good with numbers. It can be helpful if you're already a certified public accountant, enrolled agent, or QuickBooks expert. But you don't have to be. In fact, there are short-term training programs to teach you about accounting and taxes, and bookkeepers don't need a specific degree. You can also launch an accounting or bookkeeping business without a lot of overhead expenses. All you need is a computer and some marketing spend to promote your services. Tax season is the busiest time of year for accountants and bookkeepers, but the money you make during tax time can help you cover your bills throughout the rest of the year. Not really a numbers person? Then consider our fourth small business idea: college admissions consultant. Getting into college has become increasingly competitive and expensive over time. 30 years ago, only about half of high school grads applied to college. Now, 2/3 of high school grads are applying to college. The cost of attending a public university has also increased more than 200% in the last 30 years. Given the increased competition and cost, parents and students are hiring college consultants to help them navigate the confusing admissions process. If you have a background in education or connections with local schools, starting a business in this field can be very lucrative. The average hourly fee for a college consultant is $200. You'll work directly with the student to assess their strengths, advise them on what colleges they should apply to, and review their college applications and essays. Up next on our list of small business ideas, starting a food truck. There are now over 4,000 food truck businesses in the U.S., and revenue is growing at an annual rate of around 8%, making this a very profitable business concept. Because of patchy state and local regulations, food trucks are definitely more popular in some parts of the country than others. Portland, Seattle, and DC are popular hotspots for food trucks. Starting a food truck requires a slightly larger investment in capital than the other business ideas we've covered, but less than you might think, especially if you rent rather than buy a truck. Renting a food truck will cost about $2,000 to $3,000 per month. Renting also allows you to test whether you're passionate about running a food truck business. Starting a self-storage business is our 6th small business idea. People in densely packed, expensive cities like New York and Los Angeles are accustomed to paying a premium for storage space. Storage for personal items is actually a $38 billion industry, and 1 in 11 Americans pays to store their excess items. Launching this kind of business takes a sizable investment since warehouse space isn't cheap, even in small cities. But once you buy the space, you can rent it out and make a nice profit. As more millennials move to cities and as more baby boomers downsize their living spaces, you can count on this quickly becoming a very profitable business opportunity. Many entrepreneurs worry that their business will be booming until the next recession comes around. Well, our 7th small business idea, event planning, is pretty recession-proof. Even when the economy turns sour, people get married, have children, and throw parties, and they need event planners to help. The majority of today's event planning customers are young people who have grown up in an on-demand connected world. The best way to build a business for yourself in this industry is to make yourself easily available, provide creative solutions, and position your brand on social media. Event planning is a pretty low overhead business because you're working in the venue that your client provides, and you can factor the price of materials and decorations into your cost. With the rise of ride sharing, restaurant delivery, and grocery delivery, support services for these industries are becoming important businesses in their own right. Local messengers and courier services offer essential support services. Most on-demand services need to rely on a delivery network that's broader and faster than the Postal Service, FedEx, or UPS can provide. And that's where private couriers and messengers come into play. Revenues in this industry are growing at 5% per year and command a total of $107 billion in revenue. If you have a dependable mode of transportation and a cell phone, you can start a courier service. You could use a car or a truck, but a scooter or bicycle is fine too if you're on a budget. Then you just need to market your business so that services in need of couriers know about you. Our final small business idea is interpretation and translation services. You might think that with online tools like Google Translate and Translate.com that the need for human translators is going down, but the reverse is actually true. What was already a $43 billion industry in 2017 will grow to nearly a $48 billion industry in 2021, making this one of the most lucrative small business ideas. As the country becomes more diverse, the need for professional translators is increasing in healthcare, law, finance, entertainment, education, and other industries. A skilled freelance translator, particularly one who is certified by the American Translators Association, can bring in 6 figures per year. You can promote your services on freelancing websites, directly pitch your business to companies like Honda, Netflix, and Microsoft, or work with government agencies. And those are our 9 small business ideas that can quickly turn a profit. Check out fundera.com/blog for more business insights and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos. Thanks for watching.